Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. If you are here, if you are joining me, this is just a test. Hi, V. Scott Speaks. Good morning. How are you? Happy Sunday morning. This is just a test. If you are, can you hear me? If you can just, I thank you for your patience. I mean, this is, I'm just basically doing a sound check I will be doing a live stream later this evening. I'm not sure if you get notifications or not, but let's see. Yeah, I'm hanging around. Yes, just doing the sound check and just trying to see if the microphone is actually working or if I will even use the microphone for the live stream later. So if you can hear me, if you can just give me a thumbs up or a 1, that's totally fine. Okay, you said my bell is on. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, so that particular live stream, I'm not sure what part of the country that you're in, but that particular live stream will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be, no. Let me get that right. Yes, it's Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m., but it will be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when there will be an actual live stream this evening. So yeah, I'm not sure if you've got that notification yet, but it's going to be, there will be a special guest on this particular live stream. So you're in North Carolina. So I do believe you're on, is that Eastern Standard Time, V. Scott? So, I mean, it'll be a great time. This is, even though this is not exactly, it's not exactly a networking stream, but there will be some great people there that will be, if you're trying to grow your channel, or if you're trying to, whether you're trying to grow or whether you're trying to network for other reasons, it'll be a great opportunity for both. So yeah, I do believe North Carolina is Eastern Standard Time. So that's a 3-hour time difference. So I don't know if you'll be up at that time, but I'll be happy to have you. Happy to have you in that. So I'll do a couple of other tests here. So you can just, if you have the patience, let's see, I'm gonna do some screen. Let me do a little bit of screen sharing here. So that's very cool. So how's the weather there? How's the weather in North Carolina? Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna come back over here. It says, what time will it be for me? Okay, so what it'll be for you, it'll be 9 p.m. is when I will have the live stream this evening with this special guest. So if you're up at 9 p.m., that's when it'll air at your time. It'll be 6 p.m. I'm actually on the West Coast. So it'll be 6 p.m. for me and 9 p.m. for you. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting. It'll be contrasting. I think there'll be a little something in there for everyone. I'm going to try to, there'll be a little something in there for everybody. Yeah, because this channel, it's, I deal with a lot of provocative issues, but at the same time, It's also it's I try to I try to underscore some informative things because I think it's pretty much lacking. And hi, Nothing Edited. Good morning. Nice to see you. Very, very nice to see you. I loved your recipe. Absolutely loved your recipe from earlier. I will get it. I mean, I'm hoping that you'll do more so that I can get a chance to make something myself. But that looked fantastic. I mean, I could just tell the way you had it set up. It's like, oh wow, this is gonna be good. I'm always looking for new recipes, and of course, you can always go online, but sometimes it's nice to have a tried and true recipe. And yeah, I mean, anything that looks like lasagna or like a lasagna or any type of baked something, something that looks, because it looks really savory. I'm like, oh wow, could I do something like that? I mean, I've never made anything like that before. I mean, like, not even really a casserole, not really made casseroles or um yeah, but it looks fantastic. So thanks for coming out. Well, this is the test. I was just telling V Scott, or am I saying this wrong? VII or 7 Scott speaks. If I'm getting that wrong, you can correct me. But yeah, I was just telling him that we're having the live stream tonight, which is going to be, if you're on the East Coast, I should probably put those times in all time zones. The 6 p.m. for Pacific Standard Time is what I'm on. It'll be 9 p.m. for people on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. And then I would imagine it'll be 8 p.m. for it'll be 8 p.m. for anybody on, I guess, Central Standard Time. So basically, we're covering at least 3 time zones there. We have Pacific Standard at 6, 9 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time, and then the 8 p.m. on the Central Standard Time. So Nothing Said, it turned out very good, and the seasoned taco meat and the cheese salsa made it so good. Yeah, it looked like it, it just, yeah, it looked really, really great. I'll probably watch it again because I was actually doing a little bit of multitasking, but I started it and then I got a little distracted. But yeah, so if you guys see anybody in here you're interested in connecting with, that's great. Like I said, tonight hopefully we'll have some more new people coming in because I do have the special guest. And then of course there'll be an opportunity towards the end for for guests, for anybody to jump on with us. So I think I can do up to 2 people plus myself. So if anybody wants to jump in with commentary, or just to even say hi, that's going to be available to you on this live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 8 p.m. for anybody on Central Standard Time. So what I will do is I might even plug that into, because I'm the furthest away, and it's good for everybody to know where to come in, where they can come in. And in fact, I'm thinking about maybe even making Sundays. Maybe Sunday could be like an official stream. I could maybe claim that time. Maybe could even kind of claim that time for streaming to give me some regular stream, or some consistency on my stream. Let's see. Okay, I'm reading. I couldn't figure out how to bring somebody up in the chat with me. Well, what you do is there's I'll tell you, down here, Nothing Edited, there is a button down here that says invite. It's like a little, it's a plus sign, and then there's a little avatar with a plus sign. You just hit the plus sign, and then they'll show you the link, and then you can copy the link into the stream, and then you can also have that person click on that link. So you hit the invite to add an invitation to invite somebody. Right below down there in your little menu where you have mute, stop, cam mic, share screen, invite, leave studio. It's right next to the leave studio. You would hit that, copy that link and plug it into your box, your chat box, and then anybody can just hop on, nothing edited. Then you can have somebody on. You can even send it to them in advance after you click on that plus invite tile. There's a tile down there that you can click on. So yeah, you know, so it's one great thing about this whole setup with YouTube. You know, it's an opportunity to, you know, to grow. You know, if you grow, you know, I think you can't. To me, you can learn and grow at the same time. I think those two are advantageous of each other. You know, if you're growing, you're learning. If you're growing, if you're growing, you're learning. So to me, you can't really go wrong with either one of those. But yeah, I mean, I'm always interested in the perspectives of others, and that I can learn something from everybody. I can learn something from everybody and anybody. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you should even, yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, if you're on your screen now, or if you go to your screen and just look for that invite button at the bottom, click on that little avatar, copy that link and just put it down there in the chat for them to see it and say, hey, tell them to click on it. And it'll tell them how to set their computer up if they're not already ready, but it'll tell them what to do. They just have to set up their own, I think they have to set up their own little StreamYard account, and then they click on it. It says, I know you have to keep a stream going for at least 15 minutes to get watch time from it. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Nothing edited. Thank you. Yeah, I will, yeah, I'll keep that in mind for sure. I know that some people do short streams, but at least that's good to know that 15 minutes minimum on that. I mean, actually, it shows, or should I say, more watch time, an hour is better. Yeah, I'm thinking that that at least we'll go an hour on the stream tonight. I think there's enough there, especially if people jump in. I mean, I'm willing to go longer than that. But you know, it'll depend on the guest and then who else wants to hop on, and you know, but I think we'll certainly get that time in on that. But I think so I've got 40 hours from a 1 hour live chat. That's great. It seems like I have quite a few. It seems like I have quite a few hours already. I think it's the watch time and the watch hours, are those the same? Most of the time it's 10 to 30 hours. So I think I started out when I first started when I got on, I was going live. Yeah, I think I was just going live, or yeah, like pre-recorded videos. I'm not sure which one I was doing, but I think I racked up the hours pretty quickly. I'm actually ahead on the hours than I am more, you know, the subscribers. So I think it's more or less, you know, just kind of getting the subscribers up. That's what I have to do. Because I mean, I think I was saying last night, you know, when I first got onto YouTube, I mean, I've had a YouTube account, but I created that walkaway video last spring. And let's see. Yeah, I created that live that walkaway video, and I think, you know, I think it got suppressed. I mean, it didn't get. I think it would have gotten a lot more videos without, you know, conservative voice suppression. I mean, some people say, oh, well, you know, they're doing that because, you know, they say blacks are leaving the Democrat Party. Yeah, that's what people were saying to me originally, that I needed to get more hours, not more hours, but I needed to find a way to post that video Oh no, really, really? So you only have 12 months to get the watch time or start all over the next year. Okay. Yeah, well, I think I have. I'm like I said, I'm really ahead on the hours. 'Cause I've done a lot of long videos and I've done a lot of long chat, lot of long live streams. Hi, uh, Scott speaks. I'm still here. I had to go do something. Okay, great, great. Nice to have you here. Um, but yeah, like if you're, if you're telling the truth these days, they're doing everything that they can. And when I say that, the shadows, this, the shadow elite, the shadow arms of the whatever you want to call it. I mean, whether you're a tin hat wearer or not, you have to, everything's not black and white, if I can say that. If somebody doesn't like what you say, if they're in control, if they're controlling it, then they can certainly, it's pretty fascist that we would have any type of fascist, you know, fascist methods or algorithms out there to suppress, free speech, but it's there. And I think it's, of course they'll deny it, but it's there, um, because they are controlling, the media and these other social media, these platforms, they control what's getting out. And it's funny, I ran into somebody the other day. Oh, well, oh, I didn't see that on the news. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And maybe you're watching the wrong news, or you need to expand what your resources. I mean, fake news. I've learned to know what that means. It's pretty wide. So it's a kind of a wide road. Okay, so I'm reading Lin Yin Chin. Shout out to Lin Yin Chin. You seem sleep deprived. Are you drinking enough water? You try implementing the routine practice, which basically cause no. I don't know if I'm sleep deprived. I've kind of started out with a little bit of a tough year this year. Let's see. I say it's really because they don't want the truth to get out about so many things. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just look at what's going on. It's pandemonium, and I think the sad thing about this whole pandemic thing is that, some people just take things to an extreme. You have people that are highly reactive anyway. And to me, it's a matter of, it's more or less a matter of, so when there's pandemonium, people can get hurt. I mean, yeah. If people can get hurt, people can get trampled. The way that, the end game for all the toilet paper industry and buying. It's almost like a Black Friday. The way they've hoarded the toilet paper. But even in the air travel industry, you've had people making landings because people are freaking out. That there's still allergy season going on. There's still the flu season is still going on. So people are not discerning. It's like they've just, you know, their reality, they checked out on the reality, and it's just pandemonium. Not to say that viruses aren't real, but if you I know we all like to touch our faces and that kind of a thing. I think that was one of the biggest things that, just avoid touching your face, wash your hands, avoid touching your face. But some people, they can't. People touch their face all the time. If you have allergies and these kinds of things, and you're going to touch your face even more because you're trying to manage, your allergies, your sneezes, your itchy nose. Um, so I always recommend, avoid large crowds of people. You have to, you kind of, people still have some idea of what their body is like during this time of the year, whether you have a huge allergies or whatnot. Okay, so I'll get off my little rant there. What was that? Oh yes, Big Brother is trying to shut us down. I'm so not a PC person at all. I don't watch the news at all. It's all Hollywood. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think they're all one and the same. It's like, it's all these people run together. Whether you've had Hollywood running to get Hollywood running with politicians, you've had all these moguls, whatever the industry, they've all run together for years. And they've basically kind of controlled us all. They've all propagated. We've all been propagated for years. So it's kind of like, we're in the palms of their hands. Um, I remember, like, just sort of, and I'll get off of the whole pandemic thing because that's not really what I was just checking in here for a sound check. But I remember when I saw something about Tom Hanks and what is it, his wife or Rita Wilson or whatever, that they had supposedly contracted this thing. I'm just saying, okay, there again, now you need your other arm to co-sign on. Oh, it's so real. Oh, look, she has it. I mean, that's it. So you need to feel the fear because that person has it. I just wonder why people are not even curious. It's kind of sad. You have a lot of people that are sleeping and they're not even curious about. They don't question anything. They're not curious about anything. And I think that's kind of the unthinkers. Those are dangerous people. To me, they used to say what you don't know. It can hurt you. It really can. But I don't know where most people are on that. Like at least half the population say they don't care what they don't know. It doesn't bother them. They rather willfully be blind, or nobody wants to admit that nobody wants to be played, if you will. Nobody wants to admit that they've been played or they've been had or that, but, unfortunately it's looking like that, no matter what your background is. Let's see, I'm going to read a little bit of this. See, I'm going to catch up here. I think people who watch The View are sick. Just think if we had on our channel, they would take it off the air. Yeah. I have a friend right now. She just absolutely, think about it. I don't really want to, it's one thing about being, whether you're conservative or not. Yes, it's one thing to be self-assertive or self-reliant, but then to engage people, I don't really want it. I mean, I don't want to engage people on emotion because you already know. The View is despicable. That's not even real news. That's entertainment. That's not, to me, it's not news. And they're all biased. They're just another arm of the propaganda ministry. I mean, we've seen these tactics before. Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes we not only do we kind of live ahistorical, like everything that happens somewhere else in failed societies, it can happen here. A lot of people just refuse to accept that possibility. Yeah, I mean, who was it? Giggles, I think, too, yesterday was talking about the Smith and Monk Act, I believe, about the propaganda. That was, I think that was under the Obama administration. Let me just read this. Is it propaganda property producing propaganda per prospect perverse? Probably. Woo. That's a lot. I probably need to write that. I need to write that down. Let's see. Hello. Hi, Chrysler Imperial H. I will stop. I will not use that H if I'm not supposed to. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I'm just doing, believe it or not, this is just a test. And then I end up talking to people. It's fun. There's actually a show tonight, by the way, for anybody that's just dropping in. There is a show tonight. It's going to be 6 p.m. for people that are on the West Coast like me, 6 p.m. Standard Time. It will be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will have a special guest on that live. So if you're around, if you have time, You tune in, tap in. There'll be a time where you can tag in if you like. Let's see. Great. I will add. Definitely looking for mods. I don't. You know what? The StreamYard thing does. I don't know if the StreamYard actually offers a moderator. It would be nice if they did. I'm certainly, getting it together on YouTube, but I have yet to see that option on this particular platform. But, I will certainly, if you're willing to, if anybody in this list is also willing to be a moderator for Black Spring, you can just plug a 1 in and I will make it happen. So shout out to Chrysler Imperial, Anthos Vlogs. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I look forward to getting to know you guys. Like I said, this is a channel of, it's also, it's not only am I trying to, there's informative things and, but like, it's nice to get to know people that are attending, that are coming in for these streams. Learning and growing and connecting, those are great things to do. And we do that together here. Like I said, tonight you'll be able to tag in with me, myself, and the guest. So if all goes well, that will definitely be part of the show. Thank you, Chrysler Imperial. And let's see, I'm going to read some more. It says, I don't think it does. Let's see. You have to do it in YouTube settings. Let's see. I don't think it does because every time that I've been in a room that you StreamYards, they've had to mod people through YouTube. Okay, cool. Well, I will set it up. Like I said, I started adding some people yesterday or the day before. And so I will be doing that today. So that will certainly help with future streams here on StreamYard and then on YouTube. But also, I think there's another platform called Prism. I don't know. I think that one you might even be able to do it from your mobile device, which is interesting. I might even try that out at some point. Yeah, I will even try that out. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to get that time in with you guys and to see, yeah, because it's one thing I will say I'm learning already. It's one thing to have, to go on and to grow in numbers, but to also actually be connected or to have an actual rapport with people that actually attend your streams, that makes a huge difference. Oh, see, Chrysler Imperial, you can use the Prism, but I'm still out of the mod people through YouTube, but I've used that app, Prism. Nothing edited says I use Prism. I use on my cell phone. Use my cell replay on YouTube with chat replay. Takes about 2 hours. Yeah, well, somebody mentioned the Prism to me the other day. What I'll do is, I'll just kind of keep it in the. I don't want to go. I mean, it seems like I don't want to go down too many. I kind of need to perfect one, at least get one down that works really well, and then I can start to try to do more. But the Prism, I think you can kind of get away from the. It's nice that if Prism actually offers, the stream away from the actual laptop computer, then that's good because you don't get behind, I guess, on your streams. It's funny, that Prism has managed to circumvent YouTube because if you don't have the 1,000 subscribers, you can't go live. You can't go live. I think they changed it. If you didn't have the 1,000 subscribers, you can't just do it, cold turkey on YouTube from the mobile device. I remember there was a time I think that I could do that, but then I think they changed the rules on it. So yeah, they changed that. Well, it's nice to see people. I mean, I don't know. Are you guys I think most people seem to be pretty happy with their experiences, but with growing their channels on like Chrysler Imperial. Are you? I mean, how? I mean, what's your experience been like? Um, not just the growth. This is no, you can't if you don't have 1,000. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I was kind of like I said, I was kind of here. I am going back into the story again, but it's how I got to how I started, on this channel. I started out with that walk away video, and then I just kind of kept going from there. Which I said I'm not a real, what do they call it, red pilling? I don't know if I can say I'm a true red pillar, 100% a purebred red pillar, because I consider myself walking away before the end of President Obama's former President Obama's term in before the election cycle, before mid-election cycle. I was already pretty much just disconcerted with the whole. I was done like 2 years into that second term, and I knew that I needed to make the things. It just that party was just never really in alignment with me, and I never understood how people. I mean, I have Southern roots, and so does my family, so I never really understood, like, God, everything that you guys talk about is not is anti, is against who you vote for. So how do you keep doing that? You know. So yeah, no. See, okay, so nothing edited says no, you can't. 1K is a must. Right, right. So that's what I'm saying. I guess I can say I'm on the road to 1K. Um, but I've had the time, some extra time to work on it. Um, and thanks to you guys, you're making that. It's feeling less like work, and that's a good thing. I never want the pressure of feeling like, oh, or tyrannizing myself that, I just gotta get this number or get this number. I mean, of course, the success part of me says, oh, well, that would be the milestone part of me wants to get to it. But also, there's some, it's like before I start to feel that there is some level of, enjoyment of, learning other people's channels and learning what their content is and what they're building on. But then the minute I go into, oh, I got to get that number, and the minute it becomes about the numbers, it's not that fun. It's not, yeah, that's just my take on it. Okay, so I'm going to read some streams here. I said, to go live on your phone, you do need over 1,000 subscribers. They tell you if you try to go live, you don't have enough, but you can use alternative apps on your phone. Okay, see, I didn't know that, Chrysler Imperial. Thank you for that. I had no idea. So you can have a middleman. You can have a hype man in the middle to get you on live. That's nice. But yeah, but I think I'll just keep going like I am for because technology wise, I'm trying to do as much quality stuff as I can. Let's see, enough and edit. It says, I like how my channel is growing. I had to step away from the fast grow channels for a few days. I'll go back when I regroup. I hear you on that. Like I said, I need to, because, I've had steady growth, but, it's like if you go it's like I went from 0 to about 15, and then from 15 to 45. But then when you go from 0 to when you go from 0 to 90, and when you wake up, and every single second that you have on your phone, you're trying to pick up, subscribers. It's just, oh God, really? There's got to be a better way. It's just not, because like I said, I was enjoying the personalities, enjoying the host, enjoying the people that were doing live, enjoying the live streams that I was attending, and just enjoying the conversations, because live streams are not just, even the networking ones. It's nice to get to know the actual host. It's nice to, Yeah, it's get to know, the personal touch that you can see in some of the from some of the hosts. It's nice to see, like, it's nice to see a host that has a cup of coffee or I don't know, not a Slim Jim on deck, but just yeah. So but yeah, I'm gonna Chrysler Imperial. I need to do. Are you going live? I need to make sure that I have my notifications on. Um, yeah, I need to have my notifications on. Um, Sorry, there I just did that. Okay, so let's see. Yes, B. Scott speaks. It's nice to getting to know the host. Yes, I mean, I think that's how that's my number started to pick up because I started to when I would return to the host. That's how I was getting to know them, not just. And then sometimes I wasn't even really focusing on the actual numbers. I wasn't focusing on the numbers. I'm like, hey, I'm trying this, and then sometimes things weren't working. It's like, oh, I sent, I did a lot of this and that, and I still didn't really get I'm not really getting the response that I'm looking for, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the response that the community is looking for. So it's definitely a journey. Um, but yeah, but I don't want to do anything that's going to raise stress levels or anxiety about it. Is what I don't want to do. I have to kind of manage that. Manage stress, manage all of that. I said, that's okay, Chrysler. I'm reading your comments. I'm not ignoring anybody. I promise. I'm just sorry. I'm doing a little bit of rant there, but see, I saw a lot of people like that after the middle of the second term of Obama, and I noticed a lot of people walking on way. Right. And Chrysler, you said that's the way I felt at first. I started going around seeing other people trying to achieve the same goal. And V. Scott speaks. I like the smaller channels that can engage with you. I go to the bigger ones as well too. Nothing Edited says, I never know if I'll do a live or not. It's a mindset with me. Lol. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what? And that's, I've been on a lot of huge streams myself. And to me, it kind of gets to be, yeah, it just kind of gets to be like, the Coliseum, and if they're going to throw out, it's just you just can't really reach. It's nice. It's kind of like being top down government or something. Top down government. I can't reach anybody from down here in my little less than 1K or just before 1K status. Somebody at 400,000 subscribers, even somebody at 150,000 subscribers, 200, it gets to be, you get lost in so you become a number. And I don't want people to think of themselves as just a number, when they come into my live stream. But that's why I think it's nice to get to know something about, the host. It's nice to get to know some of the people that are subscribed to your channel. Yeah, I just think it's a better balance that way. Yeah, I'll say, okay, here it is. If you want to go live on your phone, live streaming apps you can use. I started off with 3 family members on here and grew from that. I said, Nothing Edit said, I went to chat last night. The host and hostess would ask the chat what they thought. They never even read the chat. I said, you can't grow that way. You have to engage like you're doing now. Yeah, absolutely. I always want to. I've seen that before. I've seen that before where the host, at some point, it's not really it's not, at some point, the subscribers become invisible, even in the chat. They are just, and then you have a panel. So I never want to get, I think I never want to get more than two people, myself and a guest. I don't think I want to, do too large of a panel, because you totally become disconnected. You can't, those are people that are coming there to you. I'm not even monetized. And yeah, I'm not monetized. And to me, that's not going to make, I still want to engage with who's subscribing to my channel. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Let's see. Nothing edited says, I do miss some, I admit, but I don't ignore them. Yeah, well, and anybody here, like, yeah, and that's why I always want to say, if I'm missing a comment, even if I go backwards, sometimes I'll give you a heads up and say, hey, I missed that. Okay, so here it's to that, and V. Scott says, I don't get it either at Black Spring with Autumn. Yeah, see, I missed that one. See, sometimes, and I do also realize that sometimes those streams are so large. Some of the larger YouTubers, their followings or subscribers are so large that it's literally going fast, and they cannot catch them all. I think, and that's also, I think that's why that's where the moderators kind of come in, and I think that's also with the growth. With the growth, you do need moderators to, yeah, like, to just try to kind of tag in and make sure things are not being, I don't ever want to take anybody for granted, because I appreciate your presence, and without you, there's no channel without viewers and subscribers. Let's see, Chrysler, I do go live from time to time, and I'm doing it off my phone. Nothing edited says, if you notice, I'm always looking at chat instead of the camera. It's so funny. I rarely look at my camera. I mean, I look at it, but then I'm, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not, I think I agree. It's like I said, this is the fun part. This is the fun part of the channel, of the live stream. If I want autonomy, then I'll just make a pre-recorded video and then just wait for the comments to come in, wait for the response or the reaction. Yeah, if I tell you, the more you grow, you notice some other trends that happen while you're starting to grow. As my numbers go up, I start to see it, it's like, oh, had to get to like 200 likes, but 200 subscribers before I got a thumbs down. Maybe that's in my imagination. Well, yeah, I need some. It's some balance, But the thumbs down doesn't really tell you anything. To me, it doesn't tell. There's no nuance in a thumbs down. It's a disagree. But it's not. It doesn't really give you. You don't get any shades. You don't get any shadings in that. But there again, it's not about, I don't think anybody's asking you to agree on this platform. As provocative as things are, I don't think anybody's asking you to agree. I just less emotion is what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for as many facts and as much balance as we can bring to a platform. I'm not really looking for anybody to, it's not about being a loyalist. It's like, it's just more about, because I'll give you an example, and I didn't respond to this. I had a friend, when this whole pandemic thing came up, I said to her, I said, if they can just stop politicizing everything, if it is, when it comes to health and safety, there's just no place for politicizing things. And then, but then she interjects. Well, that means that people have to remove themselves. But okay, well, well, can you prove somebody has inserted themselves? How much of anybody they can actually insert themselves into something? I mean, you can't. If you want to talk about ego or narcissism or megalomania, we've seen that in many administrations, right? So, but can you prove that? That's still an opinion. It's still it's not a tangible. You can't. There's no meter that says, "Oh yeah, Donald J. Trump is at a 69 out of 100 on inserting himself into this crisis," and it's just. But she's not coming up. She's not really. She watches The View. I mean, and I don't mean to give that to respond, or handle things with an elitist kind of attitude. But I'm like, but what are you basing that on? You can't say, you cannot prove. I mean, nobody wants to look, what do you want to say, bad, or nobody wants to look incompetent, but in my mind, or in my honest opinion, which is just an opinion, that only God is not wrong, about any illness, about any pandemic. So it doesn't really, if he had to clarify something, well, people clarify things every day, but it's just, they've made the president an all-purpose demon, or all-purpose, I don't know, I don't call it a strong man, but it's just the same thing. I've even heard him, they've compared him to Nixon and all these things. It's just that no matter what he does, this is what you're going to say. You're so brainwashed, you actually think you're helping people, and you're not. You're actually not. But to me, I cannot really. Everything that she engages on is all. She's walking around quoting The View. I mean, I was never. But the thing about it, if you act democratically, whether that means you casted a vote for the previous administration or whatever, it doesn't mean you always thought, that you went along, that you agreed with everything. Do you agree with everything? Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going on to a rant, guys. On a soapbox. I'll get off. Yeah, she's quoted that woman. I don't know, the woman. One of those women on there, I think, was previously an attorney. I'm like, apparently she's not that good of an attorney if she wound up on The View. Yeah, I don't think that's going well on your resume. But she quotes The View all the time, and I'm just thinking, is it Joy? What's the Behar? Or it's just honestly. I mean, I said all that to say is, even if I voted democratically on a previous administration, I was never at a point where I couldn't think for myself. I could never just be told something and never question it or never challenge. I was never an unthinker. I always had room. I always had room for knowledge, or I always had room for to receive, answers for questions, for answers, for questions that I had that I didn't have answers to. I mean, these are elite. I'm just thinking, like, honey, you may think you're doing yourself a favor by tuning in and tapping into these people, but they wouldn't you couldn't carry their shoes. I mean, it's just honestly. But I say she just thinks that this is just like some virtuous thing to walk around, quoting The View, and it's really pathetic. I'm like, geez. Okay, let me read this thing. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. We all have those liberal friends. Okay, so whatever, thumbs up or down, I don't care. Some do it to be mean. I never thumbs down. Nothing edited. I'm reading, that was from Nothing Edited. Okay, V Scott. Okay, so I'm really behind. So let me catch up here, guys, on the comments. Sorry about that. You tend to get lost in the crowd with bigger crowds. That's from Chrysler Imperial streams, from bigger streams. V Scott speaks. I had someone to ask me why I read what I did. One up there. Okay. All right. It says, yeah, I don't necessarily. I try not to do too many thumbs down. I mean, if I'm not going to go in and comment, I think that's a kind of a cowardly way out. It's just hit a thumbs up, thumbs down, and run. So that's a reactionary, and maybe even a thumbs up can be reactionary. Thumbs up, just a simple thumbs up, or simple, both ways. It's a fine line between a thumbs up and a thumbs down. What can I say? Let's see. Having a click on YouTube is like high school trash. Is like nice. I love that. Nothing edited. Let's see. Nothing edits is Chrysler Imperial. I agree that when you have a host who only talks to people in their clicks, I've seen it time and time again. Okay, let's see. See, I'm getting a real education right here. You guys I'm learning a lot of things. Let's see. Is that her only source of information is The View? And you said I used to like Whoopi Goldberg until she went on The View. Yeah, honestly, Chrysler Imperial, I have not even engaged her because I'm just saying, because I think that's the thing about being a conservative, is just knowing when to engage people and knowing and self-restraint. It's just like being some kind of a warrior or ninja or something. Knowing a target, knowing when to engage, knowing who they are, what they're working with. Like some of these personalities, some of these liberal friends of mine. What you postulate, you can't. I mean, it'll take. If you really want to engage somebody, if you really want to have an argument based on that you can support, that people can listen to, you wouldn't go to anybody with The View. But in her mind, she's kind of a diva personality. But then, she just doesn't. It's really kind of, it doesn't make sense. She's an educated person, but she's just got all these emotions, and she just can't get past. She just can't seem to get past that. I don't know, but the personalities on The View, to me, they're borderline feminist, they're borderline angry people, and they're also a propaganda arm to me. So everything that they say, everything that they do is going to be anti-Trump. Was it Meghan McCain? Yeah, I don't even want to go into the shadow deep state on that. I mean, because I just don't, these people are not making, they're just not, they're mockingbird media is what they are. And that's the way they behave. And if you don't, it's very fascist. You notice the thing about it, even their audience is just so brainwashed, is that before they can even complete something, even if it's a 7th grade argument, they're already clapping before they finish. My gosh, did you even absorb anything? Did you take the time to realize what was actually being said before you just started? Your auto clap. When these Hollywood elites pass away, auto mourners, the whole Kobe Bryant thing. It's just like, you would think that these people knew Kobe Bryant on a personal level. Everybody in America did not know Kobe Bryant. And while it was tragic, it was still a distraction, and they still, and you just had people that were just, I heard of people in LA were taking off from work. I'm sorry, we're the peasants compared to these people. Do you not know where you rank in the scheme of things? Yeah, people were taking off. I'm just so destroyed. I mean, it was sad. It's sad to see, what propaganda can do, what more demoralizing people and what it can do. I mean, I didn't even, like I said, how did I get on all of this stuff? I'm going into Hollywood or Hollyweird right now. I didn't mean to do it. Let's see. Thumbs up is respect whether you agree or not with the topic. Chrysler Imperial, you got to choose your battles, right? Chrysler Imperial. They're sheeple instead of people. Yes, yes, yes. Nothing edited. I address everyone in my chat, whether I like them or not. It's respect and manners. And nothing edited. Chrysler Imperial. Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't had, I mean, like I said, I've got a few. I mean, I'm not going through my videos looking for the thumbs down, but when I do get the thumbs down, it just, I start to say, okay, well, and maybe this is wrong of me to assume that it's a liberal or progressive or somebody that's just not really, looking at both. They're not looking at both sides of the coin, or they're not looking at anything factual or any stats. I'm just wondering, well, would you want to offer a comment or at least say why you're not agreeing? I mean, and sometimes not even worth it. It's like, this is just a fact, you can't. I found something very profound, and I don't know where it came from. It was somebody was saying that there's two things out there that don't care about facts, that don't care about feelings, and that would be, they mentioned the Bible and they mentioned the U.S. Constitution. I'm like, wow, that's pretty much like right on. I don't think those things were written with people's feelings, um, at the forefront. I don't. And some people think, they think they can change things, that a calendar changes, truth, but they think they can change these things, and they can't. There's certain institutions that just can't be changed. You can try to corrupt things. But, okay, so here I'm going back to this. V. Scott speaks, it was definitely sad about Kobe and everyone else that passed, but I was not taken off work. I know, because, yeah, I saw, of course, I didn't know Kobe Bryant. I mean, you can empathize with anybody that passes, or their family, that, when they have a loss of a father and a daughter, a father and a child. But, it was just so dramatic, and then if I'm sorry, I'm saying this from the Black community perspective, you have people they were actually getting into arguments and just really starting to dig around in his past. And I'm like, is this and it was there again, the commoners, us commoners are down here trying to make sense out of somebody's death that we would never cross paths with, or never. They they were getting, everybody was, oh, well, why is Gayle King saying this to Snoop Dogg? And I'm like, really? It's just not even worth, like, it's just not worth it. I like I said, I think everybody wants to believe in a fairy tale. They want to believe that we're living in a utopia, and shh, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Everything's just fine. Everything's just fine. Don't say anything. But you're not in that group with those people. You're not a part of their circle. You're just a peasant to them. Let's see. So, okay, V. Scott, that is pretty profound. Black Spring with Autumn. I'm going to read this other comments. Whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you're still getting a view on your live stream or your video, whichever it is. Yes, I appreciate both. I appreciate both. And I guess that's why I'm going to be doing more live streams, because I don't want to, I mean, it's nice to have a discourse. It's nice to talk to people. I think communication is still valuable. And if I'm self-contained, if I'm 100% self-contained, or, I'm not going to have an exchange with anybody. I'm not going to gain any perspectives, and even in somebody that I disagree with, I can still learn something. And that's what I'm hoping to do on here. And Like I said, I don't really even right now. I haven't even quite established like what like a house rules of engagement or whatever because um, you know I think everybody can you can disagree with somebody respectfully. I of course I have community rules on YouTube, but on this one, I guess I'll it'll be we'll see how how it works out. But I don't like I've seen some people have go on StreamYard or either they just have I've seen the element of drama come into YouTube as well. And I'm not saying that I'm not there yet. I'm not saying that I won't get there. Um, but yeah, I've even heard I've even heard of like other conservatives like kind of bashing other conservatives or whatnot on other channels, and and it's possible. Human nature. It's possible, but I guess I try to keep that energy away. Um, and try to have some reasonable community rules or rules of engagement. Um, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I was speaking. That's a personal friend of mine, but it kind of I don't know. I just think that there's just so much propaganda history and so much propaganda education out there that it has really done a number on people. Um, yeah, it's like changing the way that they think or offering them they just it's too hard for them to accept something else. Okay, okay, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in a few minutes, guys. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to. This is not what we're doing at on the live stream tonight. This is not what we're doing, but I'm sure we'll get into some exchanges, but not like I'm kind of all over the place right now. But it's nice to engage with you guys for sure. Um, if we were living in a fairy tale, no one would be poor. I agree. I agree. Let's see. But when I say that kind of a utopia, I think some people that they just it's safe. It's safe to believe. It's safer to believe in lies or to be willfully blind than to either stand up for what's right or um but yeah, it's easier to people's comfort zone. They're comfortable where they are, even if it's wrong, or even if it's not going as well as it could go for them. They're still comfortable. To me, I just think a fairy tale is it's in to me it's in the eyes of the beholder, and I think a lot of people are comfortable where they are and they don't want to come out of that. Or they don't want to accept they just don't want to accept things. Acceptance is a big thing. Let me see. Nothing edited says I have to step away for a while. We'll leave this on getting lunch ready without making a video. All right, nothing edited. We won't hold that against you. But I think I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes, and I appreciate you guys for sure coming on. But just a question for anybody that's out there. I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you know how say for instance, are you when you're earning watch hours? Like right now, I'm seeing I've been on an hour, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm not sure if are they counting you literally hour per hour, or are they adding the actual people that are the people that are actually participating in your live stream? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I need to go through, I guess, the community rules or whatever, whatever the established rules are. I mean, I know I can see things in the YouTube studio on the analytics, but yeah, I guess I'm just looking for some transparency because I don't like walking into things not knowing what I'm doing or how I'm earning or how to even, how to gauge or, benchmark what I'm doing since I'm on the journey. So Anybody else have anything? Or and even when I'm doing a test, I like I said, I mean, I guess if you guys can hear me, this is as best. This is what I was just trying to do, is basically an audio check. Yep, I was just doing an audio check. Says, I'm not sure either, but I think they are counting each person. Look for yourself, though. I will do it. I will be happy to do it. And I really, like I said, I really appreciate you guys for hanging out. I mean, this is, yeah, there's no structure here. You know, I guess sometimes those are nice to do. And what I'm going to make sure that I'm on anybody's, that I'm subscribed to everybody, whether you live stream or not. But I'll make a special note to make sure that I've got your guys' bell, that I'm ringing your bell. It says your audio is great. This great test turned out good. It looks like no glitches, buffering a little, but not at all. Time so far, it's turned out good from what I've seen. Thanks so much for that, Chrysler Imperial. I'm certainly going to be coming onto your page a lot more. Like I said, I'm making my rounds. Yeah, I'm making my rounds, and it feels a lot more. You know, it feels more like I'm not in a vacuum, and that I'm actually, you know, I don't like to be in a vacuum with subscribers and vice versa. So I will certainly be making my way over to your house and making sure that I don't miss your live streams up. Nothing Edited says, anyone else get the 2020 census in? No. Yeah, you know, I was actually, I'm kind of curious about, you know, I think there were questions, or there was, I don't know, I don't have anything on the census. I do know a friend of mine that I think he actually got a position, a job working with the Census Bureau. I think that happened for him, but I don't know anything else right now. I'll be looking out for it because I've been curious. I said, Lee Scott speaks. Get ours next month. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's done. I don't know if it's like alphabetical or I don't know, but I'll be looking out for it. It's hard to get everybody's page when you got so many followers. Yeah, well, what I mean, Chrysler Imperial, is I think there's some streams that are kind of starting to stand out to me. But what I'm saying, meaning by that, like there's some smaller. I'm basically following more. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't feel bad about this, but it seems like I've kind of come away from some of the larger streams. Like when I first got on, I was all really in awe and, you know, really admiring the larger YouTubers. And of course, I did agree with a lot that was going on there, but it seems like that because I'm trying to work on my own channel, it seems, I guess to me, that's why I've kind of walked away from those, and I've kind of I'm kind of preferring to spend my time, you know, with smaller YouTubers. And yeah, I think that's just spending my time with smaller YouTubers. Not that I don't value the larger ones, and not that I'm not inspired by the larger ones, but I'm just spending a little bit more time in the smaller channels. Because honestly, I think for some of the people that are close to half, there's one or two people that I know that are close to like 500,000 subscribers. I'm like, well, what's next for them? You know, like what's the pinnacle of YouTube partnerships or affiliate? You know, is there a, I mean, do you get like what do I want to say? Do you get like a business manager or something, you know, after you reach a certain amount of subscribers? Or You know what I mean? Like, like having it's great to have a successful YouTube channel. And I will say that even some, and I don't hear I'm not bashing anyone, it's just my perspective, but it seems like some of the larger channels, even at some point, they kind of, you could see where they were really digging their heels in when they really first started, and like midway through. But then you can kind of start to see how even they kind of taper off, or the quality, maybe not the quality has suffered, but just the consistency of what they do, they've kind of dropped off. Either they make less videos or fewer videos, and that's why I was wondering what keeps people keeps a person inspired, or keeps a YouTuber, a successful YouTuber, from becoming complacent after you're reaching these high numbers in subscriptions. Let's see. So I think I will tag out to that. I mean, yeah, I think this was fun. It gave me some insight on people that are subscribed. And what I'm going to do is make sure that I've got everybody's bell, so that I don't miss videos or live streams from your channels. Okay. Because I do have some new followers here, and I really appreciate those. Yeah, I don't know. Lin Yin Chin, if you're still here, so Southern Roots, so you definitely will identify with Jesse Lee Peterson. I know exactly where Jesse Lee Peterson comes from. I know exactly. It's. I think Jesse Lee Peterson's a rare. It's very rare that we still have people that are that have the truth, that really just they're kind of they're just dealing with the raw truth. They're not really, and they're not afraid to stand up and just say, this is what it is, or this is the way that it was, that I made my way. And there wasn't a finger in the dam that prevented me, a specific one that I can point to, that I can prove, he comes from that. He's from that era. I mean, I have family members that picked blueberries, that worked farms, that bartered and traded. My father could work anybody's farm as a child. They weren't strangers to hard work. I think that's the biggest thing I think that's happening now. It's like, that, people, like what it meant to be a man in the 1940s and 50s is not what it's not. It has changed. It's, you might see a woman buying a Fix-A-Flat to try to fix her own tire, rather than, a guy fixing it for her. And she might be married to that man, so I'm saying it's different. It's totally different times, it's, and unfortunately, it's a weakness. I think it's like you got a lot of people, pushing, an all feminist society, and weakening everybody. It's weakening everything. The family's being destroyed. The structure is being destroyed. All these things. My dad used to work 2 jobs. Just worked all the time. Yeah, I did whatever he had to do to support the family, and it's very different now. Let's see, I'm going to read this one. Nothing edited says, look, the huge channels will never support your channel. I mean, those with 10,000 to 1 million, you will never see them visit you. I like the smaller channels, so who's supporting who? Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't even, yeah, that's a good point you make, nothing edited. So I've kind of like, you know, I've kind of pulled back from those channels. Like if I missed their, I mean, I used to be on their live streams and stuff all the time. I used to make sure I was there. I mean, I'm there with popcorn or whatever, not popcorn, I don't eat popcorn, but I'm there with something in hand, and I'm making sure that I'm right there. And I'm not doing that so much anymore. It's just, um, and then the other side of that is that those large the large uh YouTubers with the huge followings. I noticed that, in order for to me, I think if you give them like a huge like super chat or something, that's like the only way. Sometimes that's the only way to get any type of, recognizing, oh, I'm a subscriber, I'm here, here's $100, or that's just an example, but I've seen people do the donations just to try to get, you know, just to get, a little bit of recognition. And I would imagine that those large YouTubers, they're probably not following all the subscribers. They're probably not. Chrysler Imperial, I grew up, both my mom and my dad worked. Yeah. Same here. It was like, my dad, it's like he couldn't work enough. I mean, he had a regular job, and then he would, he was a blue collar worker, but he took a lot of pride in his work. And yeah, so that's yeah, it makes a difference. I really admire men that work and don't make excuses. Um, that's why it's hard for me to see, back to the high school click. That's why it's hard for me to get into identity politics, because you know I just, and I see people fall into that kind of weak. It's a weak mentality to say that somebody else is holding you back. To say an entire system in the 21st century is holding you back from doing what you want to do. And many times I ask people, okay, what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself? I've heard you say about what this institution, and what that part didn't work out over here. But what are you doing? Did you ever think about maybe you should change something about what you're doing? You're right. Um, so I'm going to read some of these. It's like, nothing edited. My family has always worked hard. And the Scott Speaks says that there is no excuse for a healthy, able body not working. Absolutely. I mean, and there was a time that people worked, like people worked, everybody worked. Um, Whether you were a field hand or whatever you could do, you did that. I mean, whether you painted houses, you got a crew and you painted houses for a day, every day, for your living. My grandpa used to do that. Um, I'm not saying that history has not suppressed or marginalized. Um, I'm not saying that, that there have been, people, and the people in history haven't suppressed, some of the opportunities. But stay in a victim mentality, and to give people an excuse not to try, is where I can't, I can't deal with that. I can't support that. I can't support a party that propagates that. So yeah, so but there again, some people will manipulate anything for power and control. So I appreciate it, guys. I've already gone. I keep saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off." See, Black Spring with Autumn at work now, working my home health job. The weekend, I get off tomorrow morning. Well, I thank you for spending your time here listening to me. I appreciate it. I mean, and you're working hard, and I appreciate you for spending any of your time, your work time here. And yeah, just I'm inspired by hard work, and I'm inspired by those that work hard. I do know that I understand that things happen to people where they can't work, or they get sick, or that kind of a thing. But some people, that's not the baseline for them. They just they're groomed. They're groomed to do little or nothing. The effort is not there. See, nothing edited says, okay, now I'm back. I have these nasty white beans cooking. May I ask, are you making cornbread to go with those? Crackling bread to go with those? You can survive those beans with that. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm not really a master at like soaking beans of any kind. Whether they're I can go on with peas, like black-eyed peas, lima beans, or yeah. V Scott says, I'm okay here. My client doesn't need anything right now. Very cool. This says, no, he's just getting beans and pork meat today. Okay. You know what you're doing. Yeah, I haven't had any cornbread in a long time, and I know how to make it. I haven't. I don't really, it's like I have these Southern roots, and then my family has Southern roots and something. They just don't. It's like, you guys have lost your roots. We don't even cook that stuff. We don't cook like that unless it's like holiday time, and then even at that, you want to sometimes like, gosh, this is comatose food. Sometimes. Let's see. B. Scott says, nothing edited, not white, nasty white beans. Nothing edited says, wash them and put them in a pot with water and meat of your choice and let them cook. Just that simple. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like when people say, let the beans soak, like when it's like, how long are you talking about? Like, are you talking about black-eyed peas should be soaked? Or there's all kinds of beans, kidney beans, white beans, field peas, all those beans, or peas and beans and stuff. Like, I haven't made like a 3-bean soup or something, or I haven't made like a 3-bean chili, because maybe some of the beans might have needed to be soaked if I did it from scratch. So yeah, I'm just, that's where the disconnect is for me. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. And again, I appreciate you for being here. And I will be back later. So if you can join us at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, for those of you on the left coast or the west coast. And for those of you that are on Central Standard Time, it's 8 p.m. And for those on the Eastern Standard Time, it will be 9 p.m. tonight. I will see you guys then. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.